Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to be using a Ninja Possible Cooker Pro to make the easiest spaghetti and meatballs recipe you've ever seen in your life. You're going to love it. There's literally no effort. So you ready? Let's get into this. Okay, for this recipe we need a whole bunch of water. We need some dry spaghetti. We need some prepackaged pasta sauce. You can use any brand that you like. Typically, when I buy this kind of thing, I like to use the more expensive brands that have less ingredients in them. Those taste a lot more like homemade stuff and they don't have all the extra preservatives and stuff like that in them. But in this case, we need something that's got as much flavor as possible, seeing as how we don't want to do a whole lot of work. This traditional Prego stuff fits that bill pretty well. Also, we need some frozen Italian style meatballs, some chopped Italian parsley for garnish, and a little bit of Parmesan cheese to put on your pasta at the end, because what's spaghetti and meatballs without cheese? Give me a break. You can either use grated Parmesan or you can use shaved Parmesan. Probably the grated stuff here is a little bit more practical for something like this, but I like using the shaved stuff just because honestly it just looks a lot better on the plate. But that's totally up to you. If you'd like to make this recipe, all the ingredients and measurements are down in the description of the video, along with the calorie count, the protein, the carbs, and the fat. Okay, when you see how easy this is to make, you're gonna freak out because this thing is brain dead easy. There's a few ways we can do this, and I'm gonna tell you what the easiest way is because that's really what this video is all about. But I'll give you some different options as we go along that will make the results just a little bit better. Basically, we're gonna be putting everything in here at once except for the cheese and the parsley, obviously. But for best results, the first thing we would wanna do would be to set this machine to sear saute, and then we would just put in the meatballs and give them a little bit of color first. And then after that, we would add in the pasta and everything else. So the first thing going in here is our water. Then we're gonna add in our pasta sauce. Just be sure you get all of that in here. We're gonna give this a good stir to get this all combined really well. And we're gonna start adding in our pasta. You can see that with this machine, this pasta is barely gonna fit. Normally I wouldn't wanna break down our spaghetti, but if I do that, it's most definitely gonna stick because there's not gonna be that much room for it to move around. So we're gonna actually split this in half. And we're gonna lay it in here, sideways. And we wanna rotate the direction that we're putting this in here, just to kind of help it not stick. Now you're probably a little bit worried that the pasta is going to be really starchy, and it will be a little bit on the starchy side. What? Because remember, the liquid we're cooking the pasta in is still going to be in here, so you're going to have that in the flavor a little bit too. If you want to level this up a little bit, you can do all of this cooking just in the water, and then about 40 minutes into this cook, you can drain all the water out and then just add the pasta sauce. That would take care of the starch issue, but it would also be another step as well. Okay, next we'll add in our meatballs right on top. We'll throw on the lid. We'll turn on our machine and we're gonna set this to bake. This is already set to 350 degrees. We're gonna leave it right there, but we're gonna set the time to 45 minutes. And then from here, we just start it up. You're gonna wanna stir the contents of this every once in a while. Number one, to help get those meatballs coated. And number two, because you don't want your pasta to stick together. I'd probably wait about 12 minutes or so before you start doing that because you want the pasta to have time to soften up a little bit first. Otherwise, you're gonna just keep breaking it down into smaller and smaller pieces and it's gonna kind of look like shit. I'd say you probably wanna stir this about 3 or 4 times during the cook. Hey, by the way, if this is your first time here and you want to learn some cool new recipes, get some great cooking tips and tricks and all sorts of other kitchen related things, then start now by subscribing to the channel and clicking the notification bell so you never miss a thing. Okay, that just finished up. Let's take a look at this. Okay, we'll give this a quick stir. It's looking pretty good. You're going to want to serve this right away once this gets done because it's going to keep cooking and you don't want to turn all mushy. At least you're going to want to take the inner pot here out of the cooker. This actually looks pretty good. Let's see if the pasta's done. Yep, that's just about perfect. It's slightly al dente, exactly the way I wanted it to come out. If you find that it's a little bit too hard for you, you could always let this cook for another 1 or 2 minutes. Just be careful, you don't want to overcook it because if it gets mushy, it's just going to be garbage. The best part is that that little taste I took, the starch wasn't really too much of a problem. Not like I thought it was gonna be anyway. So anyway, that's one problem you don't have to worry about. That recipe was so unbelievably easy. If you want to make something nice for your family, but you just don't have the time to do it, something like this is just what the doctor ordered. It's quick, it's easy, there's no mess, and it tastes pretty darn good. Can we make something better? Well, yeah, of course we can. But it's going to take a lot more effort, and you're going to create a lot more mess too. If you'd like a little bit more information about the Ninja Possible Cooker Pro that I used to make this recipe, I do have an Amazon affiliate link for it down in the description of the video. If you buy anything through those links, I do make a small commission, but it doesn't change the price that you pay 1 cent. If you like this video, I bet you'll like this video right here where I use the same Ninja Possible Cooker Pro to make some really great pot roast. Super easy, super tasty, and I think you're gonna love it. Well, that's it for now. I hope to see you back again here really soon, and until that time, I'm Joe, and I hope you have a phenomenal day. Take it easy.